And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Play action. Now Purdy.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked up by Ron Thornhill.
This is our time.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Grant, I almost expect you.
This is intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. 2nd and 10. Purdy now to throw off the play action. Escaping the pressure right. Gets this one to use check. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yard.
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Still 3rd in.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Switch it. Here, switch it.
Purdy off the play fake. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
get this off in time. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. They need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They go play action here. Purdy. Man open. That's Deebo Samuel. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Purdy. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Now a 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
McCaffrey is in. Touchdown 49ers. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
Whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And Chubb going to push forward and pick up a Browns first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Let's go defense. Let's go defense.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. And now, oh boy, this is a bit of a surprise, to be kind. They accepted the holding penalty, so wipe out the interception, and their defense will stay on the field. Okay. The handoff to Ford up the middle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Here's Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
My goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. And he will find his man, Samuel. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. On first down, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Purdy now to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Now Purdy. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 13-yard line. Throwing here, Purdy. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Juwan Jennings from 13 yards out. And the Niners are once again back in front. Purdy and the Niner offense, they'll stay on the field. They'll try to go for 2 here. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. McCaffrey, he'll try to run it in. And he is into the end zone as that pushes the lead up to 6. So 2 successful two-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or two-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met it. That's it.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
This is taken at the 23. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's up and good, and they take the lead by a point, 17-16. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led to a touchdown.
And Brandon, I would say they have a mission on this drive, and bottom line is protect the football and just put together something that they can let the last drive go. Yeah, it was a bad play. They gave up points, but that doesn't mean it has to go that way the rest of this ball game. Do what you do best on offense and try and put the ball in the end zone yourself.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Steps away.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
On 1st and 10, Watson out quickly to Judy. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Watson looks to throw again. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. Going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 23. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The end result, 21 yards. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Back to throw, Purdy. Flush to his right. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Out and spot. Remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. On first down, Purdy. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Off play action. Purdy. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. The slot man in motion right. Final play of the half. Purdy sliding out of the pocket. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there as time expires in the first half. And the Niners have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. A final shot before break. Purdy, it's complete. And he will get into the end zone. So a perfect finish to the half. They get the touchdown on the final play, and 2 more for good measure. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Niners got a fine performance in the first half from one of their leaders, Brock Purdy. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this 3rd quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Draw play to Ford. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Watson now to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment. but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield. I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Purdy bootlegging it.
Rolling to his left.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
3 yards, the final tally.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Mike, 58, right there. You got nothing, bro. You got nothing.
Off the bootleg. Purdy. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Off the bootleg. Purdy on the move to his left.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet. But they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Off the play fake. Purdy buying time to his left. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd down and a yard. Off the bootleg. Purdy.
That's complete out left to Ayuk.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 19. Off the bootleg. Purdy. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On the ground, it's Ford. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Watson. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now Brandon Ayuk ready to bring out the rest of this offense here for this upcoming series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
get the snap off here. This is going to back him up halfway. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
It's just me and you.
Near his goal line, here's Purdy. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They will start this drive with Ford. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Watson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
This is Ford. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. Now Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Watson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the 4th. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making a play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Purdy escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
58, boys, 58, 58 is Mike. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Off play action. Purdy. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. So it's 49er football as they look to try and finish this one off. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now Purdy. He'll buy some time right. And this is caught. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Purdy now to throw off the play action. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Off the bootleg. Purdy steps away. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Purdy will throw for it.
Eluding the pressure right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Well, that two-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people that can't see this, but you've got a ball in your hands now, and you've got a thing locked in pretty well. You've got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
57, Mike, 57.
Watson.
After a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
To throw, Watson. Open man, that's Tillman.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
They run with Ford. Here's 2nd down. Watson to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
They will indeed snap it to Watson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. One last throw here for Watson. And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion. Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. One final shot. They'll look to throw. That's caught. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
It's ready to start their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Purdy.
Flush to his right. Gets this one to use check. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker.
On 4th down, here's Purdy.
Flushed out right. And he
gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Everyone gears up for third down, talks about the importance of it. But fourth down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on fourth down.
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw, as this play will stand as is. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First throw and OT for Watson. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
He is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Well,